Hello from Brussels and welcome to the Unilateral Conduct Working Group. Our mission is to examine the challenges of analyzing unilateral conduct of dominant firms and firms with substantial market power. Together with the colleagues of the CCSA of South Africa and of the JFTC of Japan, we would like to present our work streams briefly to you. Our project on market shares and barriers to entries and expansion in digitals, our webinars, and a new project on theories of harm and remedies in digital markets. Let me first come to the project on market shares and barriers. Following the publication of our survey report on the assessment of dominance in digitals, Following the publication of our survey report on the assessment of dominance in digitals in July 2020, we held a webinar on market shares and one on barriers to entries and expansion in digitals. This allowed us to further deepen these two specific topics relevant for the establishment of dominance live with expert exchanges and gathering immediate reactions from the audience. In April-May of this year, we then started to form the drafting teams with volunteering experts from the ICN's wide network of agencies in order to draft a paper on exactly these two topics. I would like to thank the participating colleagues for their generosity and the hard work they have already put into the project. In detail, the paper looks, regarding market shares, on how market characteristics such as zero pricing and multi-homing affect the analysis and assessment of market shares. Regarding barriers, it looks at barriers due to network effects, economies of scale and scope, or due to switching costs. The paper also provides useful hints on relevant information for authorities to gather. We already had the chance to circulate the paper twice in the context of the Unilateral Conduct Working Group to all agencies and NGAs for comments. Thank you for your active participation. Your valuable input has allowed us to further improve the paper. We will have the opportunity to discuss this draft paper in the breakout session of the Unilateral Conduct Working Group at the annual conference on Wednesday, the 13th of October. Please do join us numerously. Regarding seeing each other, please pencil in also the workshop of the Unilateral Conduct Working Group hosted by the Competition Commission of India and scheduled for March 2022. Before I hand over to the colleagues, let me add, we are looking forward to continue working together with you all. Enjoy the conference.
Greetings all the way from South Africa. My name is Queen Khetsi and I'm from the CCSA. On behalf of the UCWG co-chairs, I'm excited to share some of the highlights from the past year's webinars. 4 webinars were held this year, the first of which was held in October of 2020, where we had a report on the survey that observed dominance or substantial market power in digital markets. Our key speaker shared experience on the key elements of the report and discussed further guidance that may be needed in helping agencies assess market power in digital markets. This project was a major work product of UCWG in the year 2019-2020 and also formed part of the multi-annual project on assessing dominance in the digital era. Many jurisdictions shared the difficulties, challenges, and learnings in assessing dominance in digital markets through a survey whose results were reported in this webinar. We once again thank the NGA as well as all of the agencies that participated in the survey, which enabled us to produce the ICN UCWG guidance on dominance in digital markets paper. The second webinar, hosted in January of 2021, had speakers from the European Commission, South Africa, the USA, as well as China. The webinar focused on excessive pricing in health, which included the unilateral conduct in times of COVID-19. The speaker shared shared their agency's experience on excessive pricing enforcement during a crisis and challenges encountered by agencies when enforcing excessive pricing provisions. They looked at the novel approaches that agencies pursue during crisis when enforcing unilateral conduct provisions. They also looked at the convergence between consumer protection as well as competition regulation. The third webinar we had was in February of 2021, where the topic of discussion was market shares in digital markets. In this webinar, speakers from the United States, India, Egypt, as well as France gathered to discuss the analysis and interpretation of market shares, the relevant market share matrix, and the compilation and sources of information when trying to assess market shares in digital markets. Following the discussion of the market shares in the digital markets and the findings that showed significant proportions held by incumbents in digital markets, there was a further need to hone into the barriers to entry into the digital markets, which was then the last webinar, which was hosted in March of 2021. Speakers in this webinar shared their experience on the topic and discussed issues relating to the economies of scale and scope and network effects. They looked into the ecosystems and vertical integration, data-driven advantages, switching costs, and the behavioral bias. In 2021-2022, we plan to host at least 2, possibly 3 webinars on issues of mutual interest that arise in analyzing unilateral conduct. The discussion will aim to increase understanding of differences in standards in relation to unilateral conduct and their advantages as well as their drawbacks. We also look into promote the implementation of the UCWG work products. Between November 2021 as well as March 2022, we envisage on hosting 2 webinars where we'll be looking at the cooperation between competition authorities on unilateral conduct, their policies and cases, as well as the abuse of dominance in regulated sectors. We certainly hope you will join in on the discussions, and we look forward to your participation. Thank you.
Greetings from Tokyo. We are Shiori and
Mayu,
Assistant Director of the Japan Fair Trade Commission. On behalf of the Unilateral Conduct Co-Chairs, I'm pleased to introduce to you the UCWG's new project, Analysis of Theories of Harm and Design of Remedies Concerning Unilateral Conduct with Dominance or Substantial Market Power in Digital Markets. Last July, the UCWG published the report on the result of the survey, focusing on issues concerning the assessment of dominance or substantial market power in digital markets. According to the survey, it became clear that many ICN members and NGAs were also interested in the topics such as the analysis of theories of harm and the design of remedies concerning unilateral conduct in digital markets. In addition, in recent years, there have been significant developments in various jurisdictions addressing challenges in digital markets, such as concerning amendment of competition laws or guidelines.
Against this backdrop, the UCWG has decided to conduct a new survey focusing on the said topics, and JFTC will circulate an online questionnaire in November 2021 to collect the ICN members' experiences and expertise on these topics. The result of the survey will be compiled in a report, which will be presented at 2022 ICN Annual Conference in Berlin. In association with the new project, the UCWG will hold a plenary session on these topics at the 2021 Annual Conference on Thursday, 14th October. The speakers will explore how agencies are addressing challenges they face when analyzing theories of harm and designing remedies in actual unilateral conduct cases in digital market. Please share your experiences in the survey and enjoy the discussion of the plenary. Thank you.